Hey, what's up guys, PayneStudios here again, coming at you with my second video. And today we're going to work on 3 methods of lighting that I use, and those are kind of my styles of lighting. So the first one is what I have here. You just have a light source in the corner, or wherever it really works for your design, and you use a white brush on normal accordingly, so it lines up with the light source. And here's how you're going to do it. You're going to make a new layer over your player, and I just have a picture of Steph Curry here. And you want to press Control and then click on the layer to select Curry. And then with your new layer, we're going to name it Highlights. And then you're going to want to take a soft white brush and just kind of poke, I guess, if that's a good word for it, around the edges of Steph Curry where the light would be hitting, and some would be more than others. You can always make multiple layers if you want it at different opacities on different points of his body. Like right here on his finger, obviously there'd be some light coming through there. And then even in between his arm and his jersey, that's probably too much, but just like this. And then when you're all done, you just press deselect and then adjust the opacity accordingly. And that's kind of the most simple way to do the lighting. That's one of my most simple methods, but in the right design it'll look right. But if you have a design where you want to make it look realistic, you're probably not going to want to use this one. You're going to want to use the next one that I'm about to show you. So in this one, we're going to do the same thing with a soft white brush. We're going to name it Highlights. But this time we're going to set it to overlay. And what this does is it almost makes it look more realistic. And instead of making almost like a white outline on the player, it just brightens up the player. And there's really 2 ways of doing this, and I'm going to show you both of them. So once again, you just want to select Curry, and then do the same thing, like just lightly touch around the edges of where it would brighten up his arms, his jersey, his face, and then inside or here again, and you guys get the idea. So as you can see, it brightened him up. And that's for more realistic lighting, because if you were to look at a real life image of light coming through, you're not going to see a whole glow on the outside of his arm. Sometimes that looks good in designs though, but this, if you're going for a more realistic look, this is the way to go. And sometimes you can even do this. This is the second way that I was just talking about. We're just going to name this Highlights again. And you just want to increase the size of your brush like big time. Select Curry again, and then you're just going to want to touch it once and set it to overlay. And overall, that really brightens him up. And that's just if you have a more general big light source in your design. And for this one, the areas that you want to be shadowed, you're going to want to do the same thing, name it Shadows though, set it to overlay, but take a black brush, and then, oh, I wonder why that's not working. Alright, and then you just, for the shadows, you just tap wherever you want one. You know, like back here would probably be shadowed. And if you forget to select Curry before you do this, you select him, go to Select Inverse, and then press Delete on the layer, and it'll delete all of the brushes that go outside of him. Then you just kind of lower the opacity, and it looks like he's kind of darkened in the areas that you want him to be. So that's that one. We'll just merge all these layers, and then you can see the before and the after that. Well, actually, I didn't have it on overlay, so the before and after. And then the third one is for when you have a light source that is like a different color. Like if you say you want it themed, I don't know why that happened, you want it themed Warriors colors. So you take a blue light source, you make a new layer, name it light source, set it on screen, and you just kind of make the light source from the corner. And obviously that's kind of just a rough light source. That's wouldn't be what it would look like. But and then if you want kind of the blue reflection on curry, this is how you're going to do it. You want to duplicate the curry layer and put it behind the first one and name it curry glow. And for the first part, you're just going to want to press the I to hide the original curry layer, and then double click so you get the layer style options. Now with this, I actually forgot that my face cam was over there. That's where I'll probably have it for this video, so I'm gonna have to put it on the layers, I guess. I don't really. I'll just put it over them, and then we can see the outcome of it later. Really, the only part I'm worried about is this side of the arm. So just, I'll have it right here, and you're gonna want to press Inner Glow and set it to whatever color your light source is. Maybe a little bit lighter than your light source because it looks like it's supposed to look like a highlight. And you're just gonna want to increase the size. However, it depends on what you want. However much you want it. I'm just gonna leave it at that because it's just kind of a rough thing. Press OK. You're usually going to want an inner glow on either screen, linear dodge, or layers like that where they're bright. And then you're going to want to make the original curry layer visible again so you really can't see the glow anymore. But put a layer mask on curry, on the original curry layer. And you're going to want to take a black brush. I'm sure most of you already know how to use layer masks, so I'm not going to go over that too much. And you're just going to want to brush the parts where you want the glow to be. And then, as you can see, in mine, the inner glow kind of went over where I want it to go, so you can just take that, you can take an eraser, and you can go back to the curry glow layer and erase those glows that went outside of where you want them. And then you can see that you can't really see it on his arm because there's highlights on his arm. The best way to get to fix that is to do this. You make a new layer, and you kind of do what we did in my last video, which is you kind of want to make your own shadows for the player. So you're going to want to set that layer to burn, or name it burn, set it to overlay, and just make it gray. Set it to overlay. And if you take the burn tool, and sometimes this doesn't work, sometimes it does. It really just depends on the picture and whether it's high definition or not. But you just want to kind of burn the curry, the curry glow layer, and then it'll make his arm darker, and you'll be able to see the glow a little bit better. And then just select, inverse, and then press delete. And that burn layer will match up with all the other curry layers. And that's it for the video, guys. There's three of my ways to use lighting, and the lighting really helps all your designs, so I recommend you use it. And peace out.